Hey guys, so this is the first update, but this is going to be a quick one for this week. I just finished all the pencils for Nevermorrow, and I just wanted to share that because it feels awesome. And now all the pages are done. I just need to finish off the lettering for I think about a third of those pages, which I can do tomorrow because I'm going to chill out now. And yeah, awesome. So now, thinking about it, from what I said earlier today in last week's video, I still got to wait for a couple of quotes to come back again on books before I can even consider doing this Kickstarter. So at the moment it's just a waiting game to hear back from the printers, which is just really slack. Again, I'm really disappointed in how long it's taken these guys to get back to me. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to name who they are yet, because I don't know if that's fair or not on those guys, but at the same time it's like, well, I know these guys are printing other people's books, why aren't they even getting back to me for a quote? So, a bit of bullcrap going on there. But hopefully they get back to me this week so I can get this Kickstarter launched, because I'm not launching that thing without all the numbers crunched properly. So, yeah. Anyway, it's 9:30 at night. I'm going to go chill out in bed and do some drawing and watch a bit of telly. Maybe some Daredevil. See you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Tuesday afternoon. Hey guys, it's Wednesday afternoon. It's a super dreary day outside. It's just been cloudy and windy. It's like only 5 o'clock and I've already got the lights on. So it's going to be, I'm hoping for a stormy night because it'll be cool because I've got work to do. So I just finished up a commission. I've been doing a hangout with the lads. Went out for a coffee with Matt today and Dean. I just caught up with them, talked about the book and stuff, and what they're up to. And then I also finally got a quote back from one of the printers. The one who's actually been really good in getting back to me, they've actually been overseas, so it took them a couple of days to get back. But the other guy did eventually get back to me, finally after all this time. But turns out his prices are more expensive than the folks who have been getting back to me more promptly. So, which is surprising because I thought it was going to be the other way around, but looks like I'm going to go with these guys. They gave me a quote on a 24-page comic with covers. I've decided now that I'm no longer going to do the single issue and the deluxe issue after talking to some folks. I'm just going to do the single issue now, which will be the 24-page story, but I'm going to increase it to maybe a 34-page book. So that'll be enough for me to do the prologue and then some behind-the-scenes stuff and add in a few pin-ups in the back. So I think maybe like the back 2 covers will have pin-ups as well as a couple inside, because I've got some pin-ups from other artists which I'd really like to get in there. If not, I'll probably do maybe like a 2 or 4 up of those pin-ups per page, because I'd really like to get them in there for folks to enjoy. I'm not 100% sure how that'll work yet, but I'll figure that out. So my plan tonight is, now that, like I said, the pencils are done, I've still got to do the lettering. Are you alright there, dog? Still got to do the lettering, but what I'm going to do in between that after dinner is I'm going to sit down and do a page layout and see how the pages are going to work. As like, will it work as 30 page, 34 or a 38 page? Either way, it's probably going to be saddle stitch. I'm going to try and get it box bound, so it'll still be saddle stitched with the staple in the middle, but it'll look like it's a perfect bound book. So it's it's a compromise I'll make, but it'll still look really good for the book. I think I've got some samples, so I'll see if I can explain that to you in tomorrow's video, just so you can see the difference between those two. Yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. Again, hopefully I'll be doing some lettering. My class cancelled on me for tomorrow, which means my day is open up. I've got coffee scheduled in with another friend, but that'll probably be for an hour or so. So the rest of my day is open, so I can just work on the comic, which is fantastic. I do have a commission to work on. I finished one earlier today, which is done, but I've got one that I've got to sketch out as well. I do have another one I need to colour, but that's not urgent. So I think I'll use tomorrow solely for Nevermorrow progress and getting that Kickstarter as ready as possible too, now that I've got prices. So I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll catch you all later. Good morning, guys. It is just about to hit 9 AM on this lovely Thursday morning. So I decided I'm going to do today a little bit differently, and I'm going to try and do a day in the life of Chris. What a lovely day. Delicious. Okay. So that's breakfast ready. I'm going to enjoy my bowl of oats, and I'm going to check my emails on the computer, and then I'm meant to be going out for a coffee later. So hopefully I can do that soon, and then I can just get home and get on with my day, because I've got shit to do. Boo-doo-doo. Not a lot of emails. Breakfast is done. Time for me to get to work. I'm going to message my mate and let him know that my earlier plans got cancelled, because I was meant to do a class this morning, but it got cancelled due to stuff. So that means my day's more open. So hopefully he can fit me in earlier, and then I can get home earlier and just get back into work. I'm just going to go tidy up a little bit, and I've got to figure out what my day plan is aside from coffee. So yeah. So I'm on my way home from Julian's. We just had coffee together, and he made this really delicious, it was like a peanut butter chocolate cheesecake. It pretty much tasted like if someone had made a Reese's peanut butter cheesecake. It was awesome. So very glad I went around for a coffee. He used to be a chef, and he's now a sculptor, so I think sometimes he just likes to have fun with cooking, and I quite enjoy that. So I forgot to sort of record on my way here. I did a bit of a hangout with Marty. We were just talking about some stuff. He had a really cool sort of job proposition, so we were just chatting about that and had a bit of a conference call. And while I was there chatting to him, I sort of offloaded some of my ideas on the page layout and came to the conclusion. I did like, I'll show you it when I get home, but I just did a rough breakdown of what the pages will look like, and also if I'm going to do a saddle stitch, it has to be 4 pages, a multiple of 4 pages. So I did the breakdown of how that'll work out. So I think it works out, it's going to be a 36-page book now with a cover. So it'll be essentially a 40-page book all around. Which, if I break it down from memory, it'll be, obviously there's 24 pages to the comic book. There's 2 pages for the prologue story, and then there's going to be, I think, 3 pages of pinups. There should be more, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to compress them down into smaller images, just so I can get all the pinups in the book without taking up too much space. And I think we're going to have up to 8 pages of, I think it was 8 pages, no, 5 pages 5 pages of behind the scenes stuff, and then the cover. So, and then what I'll do with all the pin-ups as well is I'm going to post them on the Facebook page, so everyone can see the high def versions. As obviously they'll be smaller, so you won't be able to see all the detail in the book. But as long as I can get them in there, because I asked everyone, it'd be very rude of me to not put those in the book. Yeah, so I did that, and so I figured out my dimensions, had to think about how I want it to be bound. Obviously there's the option of saddle stitch, which is almost sort of like your floppy. There's also what they do, I think I've spoken about it before, they call box binding. Essentially it's saddle stitch, but then they square off the edge. So it's a saddle stitch book that looks perfect bound. And then I also asked if it's possible to get perfect bound as well, seeing as it'll essentially be 40 pages with the cover included. And then I also thought surely there's some other options as well. So I sent an email to the printer and said, what are the options for binding? I said this and that, what's the extra cost? And I also asked them if there's any other options as well. So I'm sure I'll probably get back, like, you can get like the spiral bound and things like that. I won't want those, but at least it'll be good to know. And then he'll hopefully get back to me today with a price, because if he gets back to me with a price today, then I can get that Kickstarter ready and get the video done, so I can actually talk about the prices and stuff in the video and do my pie chart breakdown and things like that. So now that I'm on my way home, I've got a commission to sketch out, I've got a commission to email off, which was finished yesterday, and then so now the layout's done, so I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. It'll be me. I had a massive mind blank all of a sudden. Lettering. The lettering's the next thing I have to do today. Oh yeah, and then if I get time, I'll go through the Kickstarter and I'll redo all the pledging options as well, just to see what yeah, because originally I had it laid out because there was going to be the 2 books. There was going to be the floppy issue, which would just be the book, and then the deluxe. Whereas now I've sort of merged them together, but the deluxe will just be a little bit smaller, and it's just going to be the base book. So just a little bit heavier than a floppy. Alright, so I'll leave you guys alone, and then I'm just going to head home and get back to it. Bye. Hey guys, this is Chris here on Friday the 29th of April. I nearly said May. I don't know if that's wishful thinking or what, but here I am. Sorry, it's really dark. It's nearly 6 o'clock. As I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned earlier, I've been at work all day. I had to swap shift with my boss, so I did an actual day shift in the shop, which was weird because I haven't done one in ages, but it went pretty quick, and it was super easy. Like, it wasn't crazy busy, but it was busy enough that, like, I mean, I'm going home now. It didn't feel like I was there that long, so maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that's a nice sign if I do get full-time work back in the shop when we move stores. So everything's underway there. It looks like they're beginning the move on Monday, and hopefully within 2 weeks we'll be in the new place, which will be wicked. Because one, I'm just really keen to see what it looks like and see what new stuff we're going to get in, because art supplies, man. But otherwise, like, hopefully it means full-time work, and hopefully I don't have to continue looking for a new job in a new workplace, unless it's like cartooning or something. Then these guys can stop it. So on to Nevermorrow stuff. Yesterday I didn't really finish the whole day in the life videos like I'd intended to. It really worked out a lot harder than I was sort of planning. I did work pretty hard on it though. Like, once I got back from Julian's, I started lettering, and I started getting really tired, so I managed to get a few pages done, but I was just exhausted, so I ended up I went to sit on the couch for 5 minutes, ended up waking up an hour later. So that sort of goes to show you how tired I was. I don't even know why, but so that happened, and then I got up and then I finished all the letters before dinner time, which was awesome. And then in that time I also got an email back from the printers with a quote, and to my surprise it was only like an extra 20 or 30 cents to add like 8 more pages or something like that, which is just in my mind, ridiculously cheap. So I'm really happy with that quote. So after dinner, I went ahead and redid all my maths, started researching prices for all the additionals like the postcard set and the prints. And I also went and did some research on some potential stretch goals, which I didn't have anything particular in mind, but now I've actually got 4 stretch goals, which I'm really happy with. And a couple which are, like 2 of them are physical items, which anyone who gets a physical reward will receive before you reach it. The other 2 are more, one's extra content for the book, and another one is a digital pack, which, so those 2 things don't necessarily require extra money, which is a good thing. But it's still extra incentives for people because they'll still be getting more anyway. So I did all that, and I started laying out the Kickstarter last night. Again, like sort of went back in and rehashed everything. I was just on the iPad in bed by that point, so it was taking forever to do it. So I really just updated the rewards and left it at that. Woke up super early knowing that I had work today, so I knew I'd at least get a couple of hours of work in before I had to leave to go to the shop. And I got a massive chunk done. I even managed to get some promo images done. Sorry, I'm just letting a nice lady through here. It was a gentleman actually, that was awkward. So where was I? Yeah, so I've got some promotional images done. Still a lot of promotional images and title graphics that need to be done for the page itself. But for the most part, I fleshed everything out for what I thought was fleshed out. And then I shot a link to a whole bunch of people. Ox was interested, so I sent him a link. I sent one to Martin Abel. I sent one to Luke Andrew, Dave Atsey, and Matt Nichols. I think that was it. So I sent everyone, all of those guys, a link. And most of them got back to me with some feedback, which was great. And it was funny because a lot of it was the same feedback saying like, you know, are you going to have more images? You haven't really written many descriptions for the rewards, etc, etc, which in my mind I already knew these things, but obviously hadn't noted them for these guys when I sent them the link. So but everything was noted, a few typos were brought up, and a few suggestions too. So these are things I'm going to do tonight when I get home after dinner. But everything's looking pretty solid. I realize that Sunday is actually the 1st of May, so I'm gonna hope that by Sunday I can get everything sorted, the video done, and I can click go on Kickstarter, because it says to give up to 3 days for it to actually launch. So I need to allow those 3 days, so hopefully, depending when it actually goes through, I could be looking at maybe like a June finish, like the very beginning of June finish. Otherwise, like at least it's kind of run throughout the majority of May. And the main reason I definitely want to get it up by Sunday is Free Comic Book Day is next Saturday, the 7th, and I'm going to be at where am I going to be? Mind blank. Classic Comics. I just posted on Instagram. I'm going to be at Classic Comics doing free sketches from 12 till 5. So, and I'll be reminding you guys again about that, so you don't forget. But I will be there, and obviously I can take some prints to sell with me. But my main thing is I want to get flyers done. I'll probably just have to get them printed at maybe like Officeworks or something, because I don't know if I can risk ordering them at Vistaprint and then not getting them. But at the same time, it's probably better to get them done at Vistaprint, because then I can get bulk, because I'm thinking maybe like 1,000 flyers, because not only will I have them at Free Comic Book Day, I'll leave some at Classic Comics, and then I'm going to take some into the art shop. I'm going to take some into like all the shops around my area and see if they'll hand them out, because obviously the more exposure the better, because I can't just rely on online presence. I need to, you know, get as many people interested as possible. You know, the more people that look, hopefully the more, I don't really know how Kickstarter works in that regard, you know, whether views alone make a difference in how popular it is, or if it's purely just a backers thing.
But either way, you know, the more people I can get looking, the more chances I can get pledges, and the higher the chance that we can reach the goal. And one other thing that was worth mentioning, I don't know if I mentioned it the other day, but if I can actually get this, sorry, I'm having a blank. Okay. With the new prices for the book, including all the postage and all the Kickstarter fees and all the extra costs from all the other printing stuff, which in saying, I can get all the postcards and the prints done at the same place who does the comics. So that's going to save me a fuckload of hassle and having to go to, like, you know, 2 or 3 different printers. So, and one of the stretch goals is going to be a sticker. So that's probably going to be the only place I'm going to have to go elsewhere to get something printed. So I'm already researching prices on that. Anyway, after all that, all those costs incorporated, postage was actually pretty spot on as far as from what I'd estimated. It looks like my goal is going to be about $1,200 Australian, which US prices I think even drops down to about $1,000 roughly or something. $1,200 to me feels very doable compared to the $3,000 that I originally had in mind. I am super happy, and it makes me way more confident this Kickstarter is actually going to be successful. I'm really confident. So I hope you guys are confident. I really hope that these videos, you know, really show through my tenacity for this project, and I really hope you guys will consider backing it. I thank everyone for their support so far. Just watching the videos and commenting, you know, that's really helped me keep on this journey with the book. As much as I love the book itself, having that external drive just helps so much. Anyway, I'm near home. I'm gonna say Alvidaze for now. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, but look, I know you can't see me at this point, it's so freaking dark, but I just needed to get that update out to you. Otherwise I would have forgotten by tomorrow, and you guys would have missed a whole chunk of information. So anyway, I hope everyone's having this isn't the end of the video. What am I doing? I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Monday. I've missed the last couple of days due to just work and been busy. I worked all day Saturday, and that's not just including like retail work. I spent all morning working on the Nevermorrow video. I spent all evening working on the Nevermorrow video. Sunday I woke up, spent all morning again on the Nevermorrow video. Went out with the wife and some friends and saw Civil War, which was awesome. And then came home and continued to work on the video, and it wasn't until about 10 o'clock last night that I finished it. Finally, it's done. I exported the video, I watched it, and it was a piece of trash. So I had to render it again. And it took an hour. And I thought, oh, bugger it, I'm going to bed. And then I woke up in the morning and I watched it, and it was crap again. So I did some searching, and I managed to find a workaround, rendered it one last time. Thought if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to redo the whole video, which I was not wanting to do. I was prepared, but I did not want to do it, and it worked. Hurrah! And surprisingly, for the quality of it, it was less than 100 meg, and don't ask me how that happened, but it was. So thank you, whoever's watching over me at the moment. It's uploaded, it's on the Kickstarter page, everything's done. The Kickstarter is finished. And guess what? I can't upload it. Because last night, while I was waiting for the videos to render, I finished up in the Kickstarter and I started doing the account details. Everything else is done, the descriptions and everything. Like I said, people have seen it. People have given me advice and critique and stuff and said it's really good. But the only thing I hadn't done was sort of my personal stuff. So obviously, if you're doing a Kickstarter and trying to raise thousands of dollars, they want to know that you are who you say you are. So when they give you the money, you're not just some schlub who's trying to, you know, rip people off. So I did that. I uploaded you have to upload a piece of identity, like your driver's license or your passport or whatever. So I uploaded my passport. And pretty quickly, about 5 minutes later, I got an email back saying Nope, that wasn't good enough. You need to send us more to qualify. Alright. So I did that. I sent them another copy of my passport, and I should mention, stupid me, the image I sent them was upside down, which I figured shouldn't be an issue. I was just at that point way too lazy to even flip it, so that's probably my fault that, you know, I'm in this situation. So I fixed that, and then I scanned a copy of my license, front and back. Well, I took a photo of it and sent them those. So they've got 2 pieces of my of identity, and I thought, well, they've been pretty prompt so far with all this stuff. Originally I had to put in my address, and they said the address wasn't good enough. So then I had to, you know, start supplying the photos. And now here I am. It's been like 15, 16 hours, and they were super quick before, and now I don't know what's going on. I've emailed them again. I even put up a support ticket through their website, and they said it can take 1 to 2 days before I even hear back from them. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I'm just sitting here in limbo. Luckily, you know, it's Monday afternoon, so I was like, well, I'm just going to come home and edit the video, and that'll just, you know, sort of chill me out a bit while all this sort of processes, I suppose. There's one last thing I need to do for the Kickstarter, and that's a pie chart, just to show people where the money's going. I was going to launch it and then throw that in a bit later, well, you know, like after it had launched, just so I could get it happening. So I don't know, I just got to wait. But that's what I've been doing. Like the past 3 days have just been, if I haven't been busy with work or, you know, spending time with, you know, family and friends, it's just been this Kickstarter. I've barely done any art. This Kickstarter has consumed my life, which is fine because I kind of expected that. But wow, like I just want to draw now. Like I just want this done. I want it up so I can draw. I had this wicked dream last night though that I did launch the Kickstarter, and within like 12 hours I nearly like doubled the goal. Definitely wishful thinking, but that was a pretty rad dream. And everyone was super supportive, and everyone was sharing the video, and I suppose it goes to show how consumed I've been by it in this past week that I'm dreaming about it now. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So yeah, now I've got, it's Monday, I've got 1 more day of work, and then I've got Free Comic Book Day coming up on Saturday. I'm going to be at, I've already mentioned this before, but I'm going to be at Classic Comics from 12 till 5. So anyone from Melbourne who's watching, you can get free comics, and you can also get free art from myself and a whole bunch of other artists. And also, I just found out today that the comic book shop is also going to be raising funds to help the charity Kick Brain Cancer, of which brain cancer took a very dear friend of all of the Australian comic scene, Mike Bradshaw. And Mike Bradshaw was an amazing friend and supporter of Classic Comics. So they're going to be raising funds. And I've been thinking, I'm going to have to check the stock that I've got, but I might take my sketchbooks that I've got left. I think there's about 10 or 20 of them. And I might, whatever I sell, I'll donate 50% of all the profits to the Kick Brain Cancer Fund. I think that could be cool. I've just got to make sure that I've actually got the stuff to sell them. So I'll go through that, and if I do that, I'll announce it. But I'll be announcing on my Facebook, because obviously if I do it on the video, you won't see it till next Monday anyway. Which should be an exciting video, because then I can actually add some of the Free Comic Book Day stuff into the video, which would be rad. I'm not sure, I think I just mumbled there. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. It's the end of my video week. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired, but I feel really accomplished. And I can't wait for you guys to see the Kickstarter, and I can't wait for you to see the video. I've put a lot of work into it, and I think that's going to show. I think my tenacity for this project will shine through. My love for the project will show through, and yeah, I hope you guys will consider backing it. And even if you can't back it, and I totally understand, if you could share it, that'd be awesome. If you could talk about it, let your friends know, let your family know, let your next door neighbours and their dogs know. That'd be awesome, because I'd love to get this comic finished, and that'll make this whole video series worthwhile. It really would. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I'm going to finish the rest of my coffee. And I hope you have all had a rad week. Thanks for watching this far in the video. I appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. You're all rad and awesome. And I'm finally catching up on all the 100 days videos. I noticed there's a couple of new people there which I need to get on top of. So from what I've seen, guys, it's been great. I know I haven't commented, but I'm sort of just like marathoning them as quickly as I can and commenting here and there. But know that I am watching them and I'm liking them, because I do like them, and it's great to see some progress. And hurry up, I want to see some artwork. I want to see some of those pages coming out, guys. Alright. Shout outs to Mike Emirates, Marsh Makes Art, Scott Circlin, Cameron Cross, Yanimal, Martin Abel for the hangout last week, Jeffrey Cruz, because he's been an awesome supporter. Ox has been really helpful with this Kickstarter. Gaz, not that he knows it, but I've been using his Kickstarter as a reference point for some things. So thank you, Gaz, for creating a fantastic Kickstarter that really helped me out as well. Who else? Anyone who's been a support. Dave Atsey, thank you, dude, for your help. Matt Nichols. Both of those guys have been awesome with helping me out with the Kickstarter as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm going to shut up now before you get sick of me and turn the video off. Goodbye. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Before I forget, thanks again for watching, and you guys are awesome. Goodbye.